Uh, hi guys, it's been a while. First thing I guess I'm going to address is, no, yeah, they are mean tripods. Part of this one came broken, but since I need it for tonight, I can't file my report with Amazon until morning. So that kind of sucks. I was sitting on scissors apparently. That's not a good thing. But ever since Anime Milwaukee, I've actually been having a bunch of friends, family, and other cosplayers ask me, like, what's it like doing a competition at some place so big? And it's like, is Anime Milwaukee considered that big? Because I've gone to conventions of 30,000+ people, and comparing those to Anime Milwaukee, it feels really strange. Like, I consider 30,000 people freaking enormous, and supposedly Anime Milwaukee is the big one. Weighing out the two, I feel like Anime Milwaukee is more on the smaller side. I mean, it is the largest one we have here in Wisconsin, but I wouldn't call it really big. Anyway, back on track, because tangents galore. Well, what are the numbers? Yeah, 30,000 for like ASEN and things like that. Amkey, we were a bit over the 10. Yeah, it's still one of the top 5, but of course, like the giant Comic-Cons that are like hundreds of thousands of people are huge to my eyes. So that was fun. Getting to talk numbers with people who've been to other cons and learning this is technically big compared to most things we have in the area. So that was pretty cool. But like a lot of the questions I got are like, how do you pick what characters are gonna be good in a masquerade / competition? What characters would you avoid for a masquerade and competition? How did you plan everything? And I mean, there was some planning, but not nearly as much as people would think. I mean, I did a lot of stuff, but let's face it, even that a lot is still quite minimal compared to some of the things my fellow contestants did. So that was pretty cool. But before I even started, there was like, I think it was about this time last year, I was thinking, I want to enter a competition. Because I've done one before this one that I actually did with a couple of friends, and we were the pretty much Greek heroes and monsters of mythology. It was a lot of fun, and I thought I'd be a person who mainly did group costumes for competitions, but then when I wanted to do this one, it was kind of just like, I don't have any friends who will do it with me. I'm gonna be all alone. This is terrifying. So I started like that, going through everything, figuring out, alright, what character would work best. And the easiest thing was picking a character that I connect with on at least some level. Bakugo is definitely one that I can connect with, kind of attitude-wise and a little bit personality-based. Plus, our angry boy is our angry boy, and I love him. Perfect. Even when he's not. So for me, that was a big thing. It helped me be able to focus more on getting this character done and getting everything set up. Once I had everything planned out, my sketches were figured, things like that out of the way, that's when I started to kind of stalk. Kiri is a good partner for Bakugo, but Baku is best boy. Or as like some of my friends are telling me, Bakugal / Bakuho, because why not? We have fun with it. But then I kind of started low-key stalking the Anime Milwaukee page. Just like refresh, waiting for the masquerade forms to come up. And I remember the night the week they announced the date, it was like, by the way, the form for entering will be up on, like, let's say Thursday, because I don't remember the exact day anymore. And I remember waiting that day because they said they'd release it at midnight. So, of course, I'm sitting here in bed, phone, waiting for it to come up, refreshing the page. And finally, it hits midnight. I refresh. Nothing. Of course, I'm just like, this is okay. We got this. We'll get this in. Refreshing 1,000 times like a madman. Finally, a couple hours later, I stayed up just for this. I'm okay with losing sleep over cosplay. We know this by now. It is so much fun. And finally it came up. I filled out the form, put it in, and then all of my nerves crashed down on me. I was like, oh God, we're gonna do this. Thankfully, I didn't have to wait for very long. I think it was about a month, maybe a month and a half, waiting for the competition acceptance letter, because they were all sent out in batches. That way, like, those of us who put ours in pretty much day of got our notification back of being accepted really early on. It was very helpful. It let me do more of my preparations and buying materials and stuff. Then came all of the stuff that goes after that, because I had all of my progress pictures saved up. I had, no, I didn't have progress pictures. I had my, oh, I've got it right here, actually, so this would be a good idea. Before going into judging, I made a book. And this book has everything I used in making the costume. It has all of my reference photos stored up, and next to each one, I even put down what part of my costume each reference photo is for. Sadly, I was told I couldn't use blood capsules on stage. That made me a little bit sad because I found this adorable fan art piece. I love it. It's so freaking cute. And it gave me the idea of like, hey, my LARP equipment would work perfectly for this, but they wouldn't let me. I was a sad panda. I had the blood capsules ready in the side of my cheek for it, and they told me no. It happens though. Yeah, Kiri. I know. I just think this one is such a cute one. It shows how caring he is. And it shows their friendship even better. But yeah, with each one of them, I used each photo differently for things like this one really especially helped me when it came to the tattoo. A little bit on the cloak. Sadly, getting it printed did cut off some of the area, so I'm going to have to remember that next time. And it pretty much continues like that for the next couple of pages. A bunch of different reference photos. All a lot. I used tons of them. I think I had maybe 30 photos saved, but most of them were pretty much used to get the exact same pieces. Like, all of them have the necklaces in them, but each piece had something separate. Like, this was my main reference photo for all of the necklace work. This one helped out a lot with mostly the embroidery down below and a little bit on the wig, but, you know. Spiking wigs is hard, you guys. I need practice. So I'm going to keep practicing at it until I can become a spike god. We'll see where this goes. I told myself I wouldn't do another character with spikes, but I'm already thinking on it. We'll wait and see. More than likely I'm going to do another one. After that, oh, the wig, yeah. After that was mostly research, figuring out what fabrics I wanted to use, different techniques. Right? They're tough. I mean, I still have all of my equipment sitting out here because I've been practicing. Oop. That didn't happen. It's okay. The can didn't explode. But yeah, after that, it was mostly technique, research. There were almost... majority of this costume was new techniques. Fabric burning, faux tearing, I guess you want to call it that. I've done a lot of dye work before, but nothing with dyeing fur. So that was entertaining, and I like how the fur looks. I've got the costume sitting somewhere around here. I'll have to bring it out a little bit later. I know at least the cloak is up here because I actually haven't unpacked from Anime Milwaukee yet. I know, it's awful. I need to do it. I just keep procrastinating. Hi, Swing Mina. I hope I said that right. I'm honestly pretty terrible with different names. I sometimes mispronounce my own. Hi. But learning different techniques. I remember for the armband specifically, I was torn between two different ways I could do it. The first was, of course, painting them on because I already know how to do that. I know it's going to be very easy, but at the same time, it's like, let's torture ourselves and learn something new. And stab ourselves 1,000 times with needles. Seung Mina. Oh, like from Soul Calibur. Hi, Katie! How are ya? I miss you guys. Yeah, I was flipping around the idea between paint and embroidery, and I've never done hand embroidery just because I am a machine girl. I love how my machine works. So I started learning this old technique called free motion machine embroidery. It's literally as it sounds. It's just like machine embroidery, but you're using your hands and your little hoop to just go back and forth and essentially like color in the box for all of your threads. It was fun. It destroyed a lot of needles. Frick, what was my ending count? Fingers got 3 points. However, needles came out with 83 points. So I got stabbed about 83 times in this entire progress, and that's not including little finger burns from stuff like styling the wig and stuff like that. I only count the needles. But after that, I kind of designed my book to go from head to toe. That way I knew I couldn't miss anything. It made it a lot easier, especially when I was going through all of the judging. I just had to start top and go all the way to the bottom. It was nice. I did get to leave. Well, personally, I left the best part for last because holy hell, I'm still so proud of those boots. I think they were great. I can't wait to wear them again because I'm bringing it to No Brand with me. People have told me I should likely do the competition there too, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We might. We'll see how I do with the next wig though. Excitement. But yeah, like, I labeled everything, like, wig attempt number 1, the photos. I didn't print out the Jareth-y photos, my friends did, because that was fun. But when I stepped out of the room with the first try of spiking out this wig and making it all fluffy, Trina and Brian just looked at me, got that face of, oh god, and then they just started laughing. It was entertaining. They really made styling the wig much nicer and happier, which helps out a lot. But then I had to go back into the bathroom and keep trying because, yeah. I ended up taking off too much. I actually still have the wig over here, sitting on his little pedestal of shame because I've got to go back and retry. I mean, it still looks kind of cute on certain angles. I still have to work on it, but like you can see the wefting in the back area quite a bit. I'm planning on washing it out again and doing another style through just to keep practicing and see how I get. We'll keep going though. I'm sure eventually it'll look okay, I hope, because I want to get better at this. After that, the next pieces, just because of how many there were, was all of the necklaces. Fuck, these were hard. The beads took about, not including the drawing time, it was 83 hours from sculpting them all by hand, all the way to stringing them and lacing everything, getting the claps made. It took me forever. But in order to make sure I remembered everything, photos, of course, finished down here. I really need to work with whoever it is at Walmart that crops photos because they did a bad job with cropping. I know you can't always fit the exact things your phone shows you on there, but still. And just to make sure, like, I put down all of my tools first. Everything that I use to make everything. Then kind of a little mini breakdown of how I did everything. Because there was no way I could fit all the word vomit on these pages. But having my little outline of sculpting, sanding, things like that. Ooh, Walgreens, that would be amazing, because the bad crop jobs on some of these photos was pretty awful, and it made me cringe when I started looking through them. That was just terrible. Try printing out your pictures early. I tried doing this the Wednesday night before Anime Milwaukee, and Walmart's a dick. Coming right out and saying it. Their photo department sucks. I put in the order, got there like 30 minutes later to get the order, and was told, oh, since it's after time and nobody here knows how to run the machine anyway, the person apparently clocked out at 4, so I'm assuming even if I came in a little bit after 4, they wouldn't have been able to get me my photos. That's kind of shitty. Sorry for all the foul language, by the way. I don't mean to, but Walmart curses. 1,000 curses upon Walmart for this, because that was an entire layer of stress I just didn't want. But then I kept the pattern going, of course. More photos and all the fun stuff, because why not? I do really like to take pictures when I'm doing this. This was fun. I got a couple laughs out of Shining Polaris when she noticed this particular area over here, because all the tatters on the bottom of my cloak I did by hand using my needles. And just as a mental note, it was like, never again. I barely remember writing that, because I filled out everything like middle of the night, early morning, just scribble it all down in my atrocious handwriting just to get it all finished, because holy hell, con panic is real, that I just let some of the word vomit out and put like my little Tilly notes next to everything. It was fun. But yeah. And of course, it broke. Day of. I was sad. I have to fix it, but that of course lets me learn how to make it better. I've got ideas. I just have to see if they're gonna work. Oh, the embroidery that nearly took my sewing machine's life. Oopsie, stay in there. Can't lose these photos because I'm probably gonna need them again. Ugh. But yes. This embroidery took forever. It ended up being frick how long? If I don't include my first attempt, it was about 97 hours. If I include my first failed attempt, it's about 100, almost 150 hours. So that was terrible. Like, holy damn, the amount of awful. It looks great though. I love how the embroidery is. Then of course pants. The pants I didn't take a lot of photos of just because I've already worked with stretch fabrics quite a number of times, so I felt rather confident. Even with the regular documentation, I just did like pattern, stitching and stuff. Yeah. See ya, Katie. Love you. You guys were awesome too. Your whole group was on point. And I don't use those words often, so holy damn. High praise. I'll see you at No Brand. I love you. Then my favorite part of this, the sexy boots, because those were amazing. And like, I think, I didn't even put that much time into the boots, but I'd say the boots took the most effort just because pliers and upholstery needles and breaking stuff. It was great. I loved it. And once we got to the end of the book, that was when most of the questioning started from the judges of, all right, we've seen, we've listened. This part gets a little scary, I've heard from others, but I felt kind of normal and okay with it, because while we were going through all of it, it was kind of fun and entertaining. Because while I was standing there in my costume, and I remember lifting up the edge of my cape to be like, well, I know this part was one of my favorite parts to do, and I was pointing at the burn marks because honestly, that actually was really fun, just burning the stuff into the fabric, just sitting there with my lighter, just like, pat it out, pat it out, pat it out, go again to a new spot. It was entertaining, and after I did that, she asked me, it was Karen Stitches asked me about the harness, and I like the harness. It sits right along like this, so it cups just around my shoulders, and then it sits with a crisscross in the back. It's really nice. I personally am very proud of it. And when I started talking about it and how I had it in the back, I felt like I was going to die from laughter, but I also wanted to be rather professional. But Karen came around, grabbed the cape up, and just started looking at everything. And I was just standing there just like, I don't know what to do. I don't think I should move. What's going on? The kind of terrifying panic. Which, that also reminds me, have your friends nearby before you go into judging. This being my first solo competition was absolutely terrifying. I will be honest, I was a bit of a nervous meltdown wreck before I went in for judging. I remember starting to feel everything like hit me, like you're about to go into a room with some of your cosplay and sewing idols and they are going to wallop you. At least that's what the side of anxiety in my head decides to go do. And everything else in me is just like, you're right, we're gonna get murdered! Metaphorically, of course. But then I pulled out the phone, messaged SOS to a bunch of different friends that I knew were at the convention and were awake. And they were really fast, really supportive. It was my girl Mitri of Possibly Passable Cosplay and Janessa of Cosplay Raptor / Raptor Cosplay. It flips depending on the platform you're using. But I love those girls. Then, of course, Lizzie or Sups and Dups / Isosceles on Instagram. Because in the middle of my meltdown, they were like, alright, we'll beat you blank. Get there, and I'm just like, I'm gonna die. I can't do this. And right away, they were there helping, talking, being like, you got this. We can make it through anything. Power of friendship. It helped a lot. Those girls are my lifesavers. I went in there feeling much better and more confident instead of just being like hyperventilating into a bag, dying in a corner of fear. It was an experience. Made me so happy to have my girls with me though. Love you guys. You're my best. And I can't wait for No Brand. We're gonna have more fun there too. But once I was in there, we finished all the questioning, everything with the judges, and then I hit the road, because my judging number, where is that? I ended up being number 8 for both judging and walk-on, and this year, I know a lot of the people who were also categorized in the novice level were a bit terrified, because our walk-on number was based on when we put in our competition form. So, like, of course, those of us who put it in right away were going to be the first ones walking on, which meant we had novices standing next to journeymen and masters, and it was all shuffled together. So there was no, all these people are strictly novice, these people are strictly journeymen. We were just shoveled together, kind of like a little domino pile. It was great. I liked that because some of my good friends are different tiers So we got to sit there and just faff. And when we were at the lineup stage, I remember walking in, and I am panel staff for Anime Milwaukee, so I know nearly everybody else on staff. All you have to do is show me a face. It's like, oh, you! I know you! So I went over and I was talking with Rizzo, who is part of the Masquerade staff, and he's like, yeah, I've got to start getting people lined up, but our judges aren't finished, so I need to be in there. I was like, stop. Stop. I got you. Tell me what you need. So he went through, like, it's your W number. Just line them up in the hallway, specifically like this. So we start doing that, and I know I hear a lot of people saying how some cosplayers are incredibly competitive and how they hate when other people are all, what's the word? Competition-y? I'm not sure. There's apparently a very bad stigma against the people who compete and feeling superior to each other. But when we started doing the number call-outs, like, I remember, so called number 1, he wasn't there yet. He was this guy in a really amazing Warhammer 40k set. Hot damn, that guy looked brilliant. But he hadn't shown up yet, which, after seeing his costume and how hard it was for him to walk around in, I was just kind of like, yeah, that explains a lot. How? But since he wasn't there, it was like everybody looking around, waiting. So then we started going on to the rest of the numbers. And I did lose track a couple of times in between, because when we started hitting numbers of people who were there, and they'd be like running down the hallway, everybody would just be cheering and egging each other on, giving out compliments. It was great. We had a lot of fun just getting lined up. I remember when I hit my own number, I didn't even remember to look. I was like, are they not here? Wait a second. That's my number! Moving on. And having fun that way. Then was another fun part. Judging finally wrapped up. We got the last of the people in line. Anybody who needed to repair something was able to run inside the Masquerade office to repair it. Whew! Talking so much, I'm not even breathing. Oh, it was so much fun. If you were on the fence about trying a competition, I'm hoping I'm helping you lean towards doing one. Because the sheer level of community you get to see from those of us who do compete is wonderful. We're always there to back each other up and be like, you got this, bro. Pumping each other up. I know when we finally started walking and we were getting ready to line up for the stage, we got up there and I was number 8 or 9. I don't remember completely off the top of my head right now. But I was up there sitting because we'd been standing we lined up at about 3:30-ish. And the competition didn't start until about 5:30. Might have been a little late, I don't fully remember. But that's about 2 hours of us all being on our feet. So while we were sitting back there, because you have the stage, and then right against the side over here was a screen that they had the projectors lined up on, so we could sit behind there without being seen. It was nice. It was comfy. We were all just sitting around there, and then when it got closer to competition time, music started playing. And us being the weirdos that we are, we have 2 girls in ball gowns dancing around. One girl painted blue as Jester. We have an Aizo Ashota from My Hero dancing around, and then My Fantasy Bakugo doing the white girl dancing because I'm still holding my camera trying to record things for the con vlog, which I should have that out soon. Don't ever underestimate how much video an entire weekend is. I've done it now, and I understand more why con vlogs take weeks to get out. Whew! We'll finish it though. I know we will. And we're all just dancing and having fun, having a blast, talking, going through how each of us made things with each other. Because this one girl, frick, what was her character name? She's from the new version of The Wizard of Oz. She was wearing the beautiful ball gown. She had the staff and everything. And I was just like staring at her sequin work, just like, this is beautiful. Tell me your secrets. And we were just standing, dancing, sharing secrets, stuff like that. We even shared our Instagram handles because, you know, you make friends. And finally, like, while we're dancing, we noticed the eraser head just kind of suddenly stiffen up. And I got confused. Because we're having fun. All of a sudden you go from, woo, to nothing's happening. So we finally get the bright idea of, oh, turn around. We turn, and standing right there staring at our little dance party group are the judges and the judges' handlers. So right away we're kind of just like, oh fuck, how long were they there? How long were they watching us? And then we kind of just did the awkward like, oh no. Start talking again in our little group and just going, are we gonna get in trouble? No. But that was awkward. Just having fun, because it was a lot of fun for us. Finally, we hit the point of the music's getting louder. We're going to be going on stage soon. And we look over, and there's Moderately Okay Cosplay walking up onto the stage. And right away in my head, I'm like, Sarah hasn't started the show yet. What do we do? Oh, Sarah is the head of the masquerade department, so she was the one leading the whole show. And so right away, we're just kind of like, what's going on? We see him get up there, grab the mic, and starts air jamming on it to the song. I don't remember the name of the song. Ugh, it escapes me. But watching him do that was just kind of like, yes! So much yes. I also learned, apparently Moderately Okay Cosplay, bleh, is a fellow Slytherin. Yes. More for our amazing house, because we are best house. It was awesome. We were so happy just watching him be like, oh, yes. Finally, it comes time to get up on stage, and I know every con is different. I've seen some cons where it's like a tiny little thing, not even that high off the ground, where you just go up, go down. Yes, go Team Slytherin. Best house. There's a reason why we've won the most house cups in Hogwarts. And we're getting ready. All of us are nervous, just like giving each other our little egg on, because right before the stage is this little set of stairs. So one of us will be waiting on the stairs, like halfway up them, ready to move. The other one's right behind them, just going, you got this. At least for our little group we were. I hope the others behind us were doing the same, egging each other on, being like, you got this. And I remember when my feet hit the staircase, I felt that little like chest bursting of, oh God, this is happening. We're gonna get stared at. And it was terrifying. I felt so afraid. But then the moment I actually hit the stage and hit the first mark, it was kind of just like, this doesn't feel as awful as I thought it would. I actually feel rather confident. Then it was like, hold on. Remember the cape thing in my head as I'm going from Mark 1 to Mark 2, which is closer to the edge. And in my head, I was also like, we're gonna hit that mark and we're gonna face plant off this stage, girl. It's gonna happen. Thankfully, I didn't. I feel so happy I didn't, because later on I learned of a photographer who was there taking photos. I'll be posting them on Facebook soon, because they're beautiful. They're gorgeous photos. But I remembered the LARP cape thing where you're just like, whoosh, and your cape just billows out behind you, and everything in me was like, let's do a LARP thing. And then I did the cape flourish. And they caught the picture at the perfect time where my hand's like up, and the cape is just like mid-fall. It looks so good. I love that photo. It made me so happy. And then I went over to hit the third mark, And everything in me is just like starting to do that little like slow come down of, we did it. We fucking did it. And as I hit the ending mark, I'm just like dying inside of like, we did it! Yes! All the win! It was great. And when I finally sat down, because the two girls I was with who were in ball gowns can't sit in chairs, I felt bad for them, but it happens with some costumes. All of us are normal and used to it. So went over, sat with them, we're all just like chitter-chattering and looking at others and being like, oh, I wonder how they did that. Just doing a little secret thing like, I bet you she did this, or I bet you he did that with this costume. It was great. Finally, we hit the end of all of the cosplayers going up. Skits were finished out. I know a couple of channels actually have video of the masquerade and the skits. If I can find it, I'll link to it in the comments section below. It probably won't be until after we finish the live, though. But it was a lot of fun. And finally, we finished that off, so the judges got to go out and deliberate. While they were out deliberating, the band Acme, who flew in to have their first ever American performance played, it was pretty cool. I've never actually seen I guess, what is it, J-pop? Yeah, I've never seen a J-pop band perform live, which was like, wow, that was entertaining. I enjoyed it a lot. Later on, right after that, we had words. Names aren't my forte. The MC, along with Not Sarah, were up on stage throwing out t-shirts because the judges needed a little extra time to deliberate, and you know, it's normal. There were over 100 contestants. So with them taking that long, I'm kind of just like, yeah, I understand it. There are a lot of us, and holy hell, everybody looks amazing. Because really, everybody had really good costume work. I thought everybody did great. I know that's just me. I know some people are just like, oh no, this person looked horrible. It's like, well, you're an ass. End of story. But finally, the judges come back out. They start the award ceremony, and I was so proud of her. It was it's a deer. I don't remember her exact tagline, but in her Wizard of Oz dress, she ended up winning. I was so proud of her. The best in show went to Witch King of Agmar, who was Dark Pact cosplay. I totally understand that one. I've been watching him on Facebook, making it all the way up until Amki. So just sitting here just like, yeah, I can see it. He deserves it. Guy did a lot of amazing work. But overall, while it was, I feel like terrifying is the wrong word, but it was one of those good terrifying experiences of like, kind of like the fear you get when you go in for like your first date or your first kiss when you're little. You get that like, everything's gonna go wrong. This ain't so bad. Why was I afraid? That kind of thing. And it helps a lot. I got a ton of feedback from the judging. It made it 10 times worth it. They showed me areas where I can improve, areas to learn more, things that I can focus on a little bit better, because apparently I'm doing pretty damn good when it comes to pants, even though I was like the second or third pair of pants I'd ever made. The first pair my husband ripped within 10 hours of me making them, so for the second or third pair to work out this well, I'm just kind of sitting here like, ah! Ego boost! Yes! It was fun. I definitely recommend, if you're a cosplayer, do a contest / masquerade at least once. It's a really great experience, and the amount of people you get to meet. Plus, getting to know where you can improve your work is even better. Because you could be cosplaying for like 20 years and without helpful critique, you might not get any better. You could end up getting in like one of those little ruts where it's like, oh no, what I'm doing works. It's like, it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years, Susan. We got new techniques for this stuff. And it works even better. Let's see, right. Okay, we're only at 8:30. Huh, that's not too bad. I thought we were going to take a lot longer. I guess I can open us up to questions from you guys. If anybody has any. I'm hoping I covered as much as possible. Otherwise, I guess we could do a little mini talk. It's up to you guys. I'm game. I got nothing to do for another, no watch, but 20 minutes. Oh. MQ was great. It's definitely worth it. I can't wait for next year. My friends are like, you should totally do it again next year. I'm sitting here like, I think next year I'm focusing on my staff duties, you guys, because this year I get to do a lot. Up for anything? Same. That's why I'm kind of leaving it up to you guys. I don't know what to do. Really, I'm down for anything. I don't know if don't care is the word to use. I don't know. Oh, it's been nice. I definitely feel like our Friday night things. Okay, dance party! Our little, that little dance circle we had going was a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be including that in with the con vlog once it's all finished. I've already got it set out because I've got like 40 hours of footage I've been watching through, and whenever I have to stop watching, I write down the time where I stop. That way later on when I finally am off work or not with family, I can keep watching. But holy hell, I hope I remember this in the future. There is such a thing as too much footage. I mean, I didn't want to miss anything interesting, which ended up being helpful because at one point, some of the others who were with Janessa and Mitri and them came up behind us, and normally Anton does a good Slenderman costume, but he was still wearing his suit, and they have these panda heads. And so, like, as I'm live streaming on Instagram over the weekend, I just suddenly get the tap, 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 turn with the camera, panda, out of nowhere. It was great. There are so many good memories from this year. Ugh. And honestly, the goods definitely outweigh all of the bad. Because, I mean, it's a con. There's going to be a couple bad things. That's normal. I definitely think one of my favorite things was kind of playing, what's the word I'm looking for? Hide and seek-ish. Basically, if we were looking for each other, I quickly video called them and be like, this is your hint on where I am. Full circle. And let them see where I am just by that. Yeah, I mostly did it to Raven a couple times. Just because she was the only one awake when I was awake. That's the other bad thing about a convention. Everybody sleeps at weird times. Like, for some reason, I ended up crashing middle of Friday. I ended up crashing for a couple hours. Just down and out. Woke up to a call from Janessa and I'm like, you're coming to dinner with us, right? It's like, hell yeah, I am. Gotta get up and get back in Naruto, though. Ugh. It was great. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it, too. I mean, night shift sucks, but I don't know. Ugh, I can't wait. Next year's gonna be even better. I've already got plans. The ideas are flowing. I know what my Amkey cosplay for 2020 is going to be. Oh yeah, who sleeps at cons? But no, it's definitely helpful to get at least the 6 hours, because I will admit, Thursday night into Friday morning, I got less than 6 hours because I was tossing and turning and couldn't sleep because it's starting. It's gonna be amazing. And I was a bit, I guess, I felt hungry all day, and I felt angry and grumpy and upset, so I was a little, like, hangry, tired combination of just... It was great, though. We still did a lot. I was really happy with how everything turned out. Oof, we had a great Anime Milwaukee. The competition was so much fun. I can't wait to do my next one. I'm definitely considering No Brand to be our next competition. If you guys want, I can try doing like an actual judging kind of video. None of it would be scripted, of course, because it'd probably just be like in my pocket or with a handler, because I'm still trying to figure out everything for No Brand. Originally, I was expecting it in May because I forgot about them changing the dates. So that was kind of just like, oh yeah, that's a thing. It went from March, not March, it went from May to March. By the way, happy March. I think I already, Oh, update for everybody. So March is going to be our Naruto Madness month because I have my Naruto costume and it definitely doesn't get enough love. So Sunday I'm meeting up with a bunch of fellow Naruto cosplayers and we're going to be doing a Naruto photo shoot in the snow for snowball fights. Cause why not? I wish we could have gotten like more characters, but we had to reschedule this a couple of times, which sucked. But eventually we got it to work out with everybody's schedule. Mainly it was snow that was being a jerk to us because the first weekend we had it scheduled, there was no snow. So we rescheduled it. The next weekend, we got snow, but we also got -20-degree weather, and pardon my language, but fuck that. I'm not going to do photo shoots in -20. I value some parts of my life, even though it's not much. So we kept waiting and going, and finally we're able to do it. We've got snow. We know it's not going anywhere because we got freezing rain to hold it down. And I'm excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So far, to my knowledge, we have, we got Kakashi. We've got Naruto. Hopefully one more Naruto. Gaara, and I feel like we have one more and I can't remember, but I think that's it. I'll double check again later. I know I hate snow as just a regular weather, but snow for photo shoots, I'm game. That works for me. We'll see where everything goes. Yeah! Oh, so much excitement. That reminds me I have to charge my camera batteries for the weekend so we're ready for the photo shoot. I can't leave home without it. We're gonna need it. I mean, this thing takes some pretty good photos, but at the same time, it's like, wow! My actual camera does 10 times better. Like, oof. Kind of makes me laugh because I remember I let my brother and a friend once borrow it, and of course it's a DSLR. If you don't know what you're doing, pictures are gonna turn out shitty. God, I feel like I'm swearing way too much this time. If I am, please yell at me, you guys. I'm trying to make sure our channel stays age appropriate for even the 12-year-olds who want to learn cosplay. That reminds me. So, at Amkey for the competition, there was this little guy. Oh, frig. I think he was under 12. So he was in the chibi category, of course, but Oh, I can't remember his name or the character he was. There are so many people as so many different characters. It was hard to keep track. But little guy made his own full suit of armor and his own sword. And at first, we didn't even see the sword. It was just like, oh, hey, you look awesome, kid. And then, like, I turn around because Rizzo's talking to me. And then he just points behind me. I turn around and the kid's holding a sword as big as himself. And I'm just kind of sitting here like, where did that come from? And I want to know how you made it. Which also reminds me, oh wow, so many tangents. That kid was awesome. Definitely go check out the pictures of him. He looked great. I will find a way to link them down below as well. There's going to be tons of links down below, you guys. There are so many people. I'm just like, look at this, look at this, look at this. It was great. Honestly, it was perfect. Otherwise, yes, we do need to figure out die show panels. I know for sure we're doing sexiest men's legs in a kilt. Then I don't remember the other ones we wanted to do. You'll have to send me a message privately so we can get all this planned. Otherwise, speaking of props, because I also want to get better at prop making because, I mean, you guys have seen my sewing. I'm going to be full of myself for a minute here. I feel like I'm damn fine when it comes to sewing. Toot my own horn a little because I love sewing. But I want to start getting better at props. So a challenge I'm going to be giving myself to improve in the props department is to make one prop every month. I already have my technical prop for January because I'm going to try to get 12 and do it as all of this year. My one for January would have been my shoulder piece. So that means I need to do one for last month and one for this month. I'll hopefully be able to do a 2-piece prop in order to make up for that. But we'll figure it out. Otherwise, 8:40, I've got to get moving. I still have to work early in the morning. Thank you so much, you guys, for sticking around and hanging out with me on our Cos Fridays. It means a lot. I hope I was able to help out a little bit with your possible competition journeys in the future. And as usual, thank you to all of my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to join our little patron team, you can. The links are over at our YouTube page. You can also hit the subscribe button to be told whenever I upload. And if you want to make darn sure you don't miss anything, hit the bell icon to receive some notifications. Otherwise, thank you, Jake Nitzel, Jerry Powers, and Cadians. You guys are great, and I can't wait to see you all again at the next convention. Bye!